Mm-hmm.
Hello there, and welcome to the News Coup Special Report interview. This is instead of the actual chapter reviews we do because, there's still not any chapters out. That is because Oda Sensei has undergone eye surgery and he will be back soon. Today I am joined by Doi Anime and jakoby.ds. You can follow them both in the description. We have links to all of their socials. Doi, why don't you introduce yourself first?
Oh yeah. So my name is Doi. You can call me Ryan. I just make TikTok content about One Piece. It was other shows, but it's basically just been One Piece like the past 20 videos.
Nice.
Currently in Annie's lobby, and I am absolutely loving the show. Like peak. Peak, peak, peak. I'm loving it.
That's what we like to hear. And Jakoby, why don't you go?
Yo, what's up, guys? I'm Jakoby. I make anime content and just generally talk about the things I like on TikTok. And that being said, I'm also watching One Piece for the first time, and I just finished Eni's Lobby, and I could not agree with my boy Doi more because this is just absolute peak. And yeah, I see what I've been missing. I get it now. I get it.
You get it now.
Aside from that, I'm a musician, and yeah, I make decent beats too.
He does. He has some sick anime songs, which we'll probably also link in the description. All right, so are you guys ready to start this little interview we got?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Indeed.
All right. First question is for both of you. You can answer in whichever order you prefer. All of these questions are actually for both of you. I don't know why I specified that.
I'll leave the chat for a second if I need to.
Right. First question, like I said, you guys can decide who's going first, is what was your first anime?
I'm ready for this one. I had to actually answer this on TikTok recently, and it's a toss-up. I arguably will say Dragon Ball Z is my first anime, and really what I mean by Dragon Ball Z is my first anime is that that's the first show that I was watching that I was fully aware that this is something made in Japan, and it's a little bit different than like the cartoons we have in the United States. So I was like, this is anime, and this is called something different. But technically speaking, I think it's fair to say with like my generation, I'm born in '93, Pokemon is probably my first anime. But Dragon Ball Z is what I was like, oh, this is anime, and I like anime, and I want to go look up anime things.
Nice. And Ryan?
Yeah, so my answer is basically the exact same. Growing up, I born in 2000. I grew up watching Pokemon. I still watch Pokemon. So, but when I was a kid, obviously, I'm not aware like, oh, this is anime. This is made in Japan. So, other than that, my cousins, my older cousins, put me on to Dragon Ball. They were like, watch this. So I watched it, and I love Dragon Ball. So my answer is basically the exact same. It was Pokemon until I didn't realize it was an anime, and then Dragon Ball.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Like I said, like Jakoby said, I was born in the 90s as well. So Sailor Moon, Pokemon, that was the whole vibe back then.
Man, I watched a lot of Sailor Moon.
I did too. An uncomfortable amount of Sailor Moon for a little boy in the 90s.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah, same. Yeah. All right. And just another quick simple question. Favorite anime?
My favorite anime is Naruto, and I'm gonna honestly say, I mean, I understand it's totally subjective. It just has a special place in my heart. Like that's the one that really just got me like completely obsessed with this kind of like culture, and it got me through a lot when I was a kid, and it was just kind of there for me. I grew up with the characters, and yeah, I just can't help but love Naruto. So yeah, that's gotta be my number one.
Yeah.
Believe it indeed. But my favorite anime, it's always been a toss-up between Naruto, Hunter x Hunter, and Attack on Titan. But if I had to choose one, I would definitely choose Hunter x Hunter because it's just the anime that really got me into anime. Plus, it's fantastic. So definitely be Hunter x Hunter over the rest, for sure.
So are you
I
guys...
still remember watching it for the first time.
Have you guys been watching Demon Slayer lately?
Absolutely.
Yeah? Oh yeah, he's got the hoodie on and everything. All right, you guys ready to hear the ending?
Oh, chill.
Actually,
Ryan's
so
like, I don't.
on TikTok, I haven't read any of the manga, but on TikTok, there's like these little slideshows, and it's just like what happens in Demon Slayer, and I just couldn't help myself, and I just know like I just couldn't help it.
Oh god, you got
Let's
deep
not
in
go
it.
too many.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry, I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys. But I scared you for a second, I'm sure.
I'd
Did-
say
I mean,
one
hey,
of my favorites.
I had to
though,
smash that mute button.
Right?
one of my favorites though would be like Full Metal Alchemist, like all-time favorite. I've watched that more times than any other anime, like repeat besides Dragon Ball Z. I'd say I feel like that one to me is probably my favorite.
Yeah, mine
Great
was
anime.
always FLCL, but now One Piece has consumed my entire life. Moving on. Did you guys have any negative feelings towards One Piece before you started it? I know, because you guys are both Naruto fans, that the Naruto fan base and One Piece fan base, they kind of get toxic towards each other sometimes.
I don't think I did.
Hmm.
Oh, there's an echo, such as me? Oh, it's gone. Okay. I don't think I did, because I started watching Naruto before I kind of like got on TikTok. So when I got on TikTok, after I finished Naruto and I see all these like this negativity, I'm like, where's this coming from? People can just enjoy two series. Like, it's not, I don't know. For me, it's just, the only thing about One Piece I thought is that it's long, but that's, I mean, that's a common thing, I guess, on
Right.
TikTok. But that's not really an issue because it's peak. So
Right. It is peak. It is peak. Jakoby?
Yeah. So kind of similar to what he said. Like I wasn't on TikTok before I started watching One Piece like to this degree. So I didn't really know there was like a beef between Naruto fans and like One Piece fans. So that definitely didn't exist to me. I will be honest. Like I was a little turned off from like the animation originally, especially like back then. Like when I first started watching One Piece when it was airing, I was also watching Naruto and Bleach and Gun X Sword and Elfen Lied and Hellsing. And for me at the time, the tone of One Piece was not quite what I was looking for. And now that I'm like older, I think I appreciate it a lot more.
Yeah.
And I mean, I really am happy that I have finally started because it is fantastic, and everything that people say about it is great. And I'll be honest, I mean, like overall, the community's been super cool to me. So
Yeah, the community is very chill. If you go into Facebook groups, though, just don't go into Facebook groups. They're terrible. Yeah, my first experience with One Piece actually was with the 4Kids dub when I was like 10.
Oh, I've heard crazy things about. I mean, well, I've definitely experienced it, but I don't really remember it.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was bad enough that I didn't watch One Piece until 2022. So like,
yeah. Sanji with the lollipop or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah,
he
I
had a
see.
Brooklyn accent. He was like, "Hey, Luffy, we're gonna be king of the pirates now. What up with it?" Yeah.
What? Are
Yeah.
you serious? I didn't
Shanks
know
is
it was like
Australian, dude, and they give Robin like a Southern Belle accent. It's insane. Just go watch like 5 clips of it, and you'll be like, "What the heck?"
that. Yeah.
How about you, Fritz?
That
Did
sounds
you have
horrible.
any negative feelings towards One Piece before you started it?
When I was younger, I did. I had a bunch of beef about it. It was Dragon Ball Z sounds with a bunch of goofy characters that were pirates, but also big people that looked like they were on crack. Yeah, I
Oh,
did.
yeah, I love Hachi.
But now I'm an avid fan now, deep into the story. I listen to these guys on these streams and these channels and in these servers. They're all about this lore, and I can see where like the younger me was wrong.
Yeah. See, that's how I feel too. I'm
Yeah.
kind of kicking myself in the ass for not starting it sooner. All right. So, what do we have next? What made you guys decide to start your One Piece journey? I know I'm asking a lot of basic questions, but I'm trying to get them out.
For me, I was kind of just like I just rewatched all of Naruto with my roommate who had never watched Naruto before. So like kind of how everybody's like watching me watch One Piece. I was watching him watch Naruto, and for that being my favorite anime, I was just like so geeked over it, and I loved that experience. And he actually mentioned that he was willing to watch it too, and I was like, you know what, like. My biggest thing was any person I know who has watched One Piece doesn't have any beef with it. They all say it's fantastic and so worth it. Like I really don't know, at least in my personal life, very many people who have watched a notable amount of One Piece and was like, oh yeah, it's not good. So I was like, there must be something to it. So one night I just posted it on like a Snap story or something that like, all right, here we go. I'm starting One Piece. And then that was like the very first video I had like go any kind of viral on TikTok. And then here we are.
There we go. Ryan?
Yeah, so it's actually pretty similar for me, except I wasn't rewatching Naruto. I finished watching Naruto, I think over a year ago at this point, and I was like, well, what do I watch next? And the next natural answer I thought of, well, it's got to be One Piece, because part of the big three. And I absolutely love Naruto. Poster right there. Pika as well. But yeah, I finished that, and I was like, I might as well just watch One Piece. It's like the natural next choice that I have. And I also have just close friends telling me, like, you have to watch One Piece. Please watch One Piece. And I was like, okay, and I don't regret it at all because I'm absolutely loving the show.
Awesome.
So.
That's amazing.
So
I think most of the community agrees that, my bare knee just popped up in the stream. I think most of the community agrees that around episode 37 is where you figure out that if it's for you, that's the help me scene in Arlong Park. I know you guys
Yep.
are familiar with it.
Yep.
I cried like a baby the first time I saw it. But a lot of
I've rewatched it so much.
dude, it's
Yeah.
so good. And both the
Well, and then,
Japanese
like the
and
straw hat
English
pull
dub.
up. Oh,
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 yeah,
yeah.
man. The walk to Arlong Park is iconic.
Yes.
iconic.
But just to like kind of go off of what Jacoby was saying is I could never understand when people were like, yeah, I watched 380 episodes of One Piece and it was trash. It's like, why did you watch it that long? Then? Like,
Bro, yeah,
When
what
did
do
you
you
turn
do?
it off?
I have people in my comments nonstop. Like this guy, honest to God, the other day was like, "Yeah, I'm on episode 895 and just still don't see what the hype is about." I'm like, bro,
It's like what are
you're
you
lying
doing?
to
Like,
yourself. You like Krabby Patties, don't you, Squidward? Like it's okay.
Yeah, for real.
oh, shout out to the chat. 3-day trip. Ragnar, Din Cushy. What is up, my guys? Vic Thor's here as well. Ooh, no spoilers in the chat though, okay? No one's posted any yet, but I just want to get ahead of it. All right, so
Spoil now.
did you guys think that you would like One Piece as much as you do?
No.
He
No,
said no.
I did no.
No?
And I don't want to like dunk on One Piece like that because it's not because I thought One Piece was bad. I just did not expect to feel the level of love I feel for it now. Like I compare everything to Naruto with how much I love that shit. Like this is the first thing that kind of gets me that connected to the characters.
Mhm.
And like when they win, I am so excited, and when they lose, I am just brokenhearted. And like I just didn't. I mean, like I hated Usopp for so long, and I actually like Usopp now.
Yeah.
I kind of
like-
did too.
Like, dude, I'm gonna be real. Like the first little bits, I was like, dude, he's just useless, like not doing anything. And like after like what's going on in his lobby, I'm just like, I see it now. I get it. So yeah, it was a pleasant surprise. I thought it was gonna be good, but I was expecting like a 6 to 7 out of 10, and I'm getting 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10.
I thought it was gonna be good. Yeah. I thought it was gonna be good as well, but like I'm sitting here crying watching this show. Like I cried watching Naruto. Like I'm just like, if I'm crying watching a show, like it has to be like better than I expected because I didn't know like I would go into this and start feeling all emotional. Especially when this is just like an example. When after Luffy fights Usopp and he's holding his hat like that and he's crying, and I'm like, oh my god.
You guys are gonna make me cry on stream just
Like,
talking about it.
Usopp is so important to the character development. Like he makes other characters even go through their development.
Mhm.
And the
Mhm.
thing is, like, I've dogged on him so much already,
This
and
Usopp slander, y'all.
you know, I think I've pissed off the Usopp God community, like, for real.
Listen,
Oh,
God-
yeah.
he's called God Usopp for a reason. You guys aren't there yet, but he is called God Usopp for a reason. And
Hey.
Usopp's my third favorite Straw Hat, so like all this slander
Really?
going on here. No, I get it.
It
I
hurts
get
you.
it. There
Hey,
was-
he's cooking though.
Oh yeah,
he's cooking.
especially in Ennie's lobby. Well, Soja King's cooking in Ennie's
Well,
lobby. We don't know where
Yeah,
Usopp's
yeah,
at.
yeah.
I would say he's the one character, though, you're supposed to relate to the most, as he's the most human-based power level person at the
Mhm.
start of the story, and he glows up through the rest of it.
So you guys have no idea. Like, I'm not gonna spoil anything though. No spoilers in the
nah.
chat. Hey, my wife's in the
I'm
chat.
Yeah.
good about
Wife.
that.
Actually, one of my close friends who's fully covered with One Piece,
Mhm.
and I was asking him like, what does Usopp do? He's like, just wait,
Yeah.
just wait,
That's-
just wait. And I'm like, okay, bro.
I had to be told that too. I was like, I mean, apparently people really do love him. So either I'm just outright missing something entirely, or something crazy happens later on. And now, again, like I can see how One Piece just really just unfolds the story so beautifully for you.
Mhm.
Like,
the character
It's
development
crazy.
is insane, man. Like just all of the
unreal.
Straw Hats. But Usopp, like I remember even going on Jacoby's video and being like, "Nah, man, you gotta just wait, because Usopp will grow on you entirely." And I've been watching his lives as Usopp is growing on him. I'm like, I told you.
actively seeing it happen, I'm like, I am eating my words. And I did not believe y'all. I'm gonna be like, I think this was gonna be like my one controversial opinion. Like all through One Piece, I was gonna stay consistent on it. Nah, I was wrong. It's wrong. It got me.
He got you, man. It's that Soja
He got
King
me.
theme song, man.
Yeah.
On
It's-
and
Yeah.
I
on.
love that theme
I know.
song.
From an island,
It's my jam.
the wind carries my name from Sniper
I love that he
Island.
just like whispers it too. He's like, you know, Soja King, Soja King. Like, yes, this is it.
Soja King.
Peak.
What do you guys think of Frankie so far? I'm going to add a little bit of questions in here because I did not realize how fast we were going to get through these.
Hey, no worries, no worries. It's
Do you
good
think
conversation.
Frankie is Straw Hat material?
I think he is, yeah.
100%. Yeah.
100%.
Before his backstory, I wasn't really the biggest fan of him, but then after seeing his backstory and Tom and the Water 7, they did not deserve Tom at all. They did him so dirty.
Dude.
Yeah, they
But-
did.
Yes.
Tom's the GOAT, man. Let's get some goats in the chat for Tom, y'all.
Finding out
Goats in
that
the
he
chat for
made the
Yeah.
shit that Roger sailed on.
Ooh, yeah. The Oro
Yeah.
Jackson. Ooh.
Yes.
The lore, dude, the lore in One Piece is like amazing.
What's the Toad's name? He's one of my favorites too.
The Toad?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Kurg.
Oh,
Kurg.
I can't remember his name right
No?
now.
Oh man, now
Uh,
I look like a fool.
Yeah, come on, Lucas. You're the
Yeah,
one who
right.
knows everything.
Sumo
I'm the
wrestling.
guy.
Sumo wrestling
You're
is
my
trained every
Wikipedia.
day until he gets there.
Oh yeah, it's so good, man. It's so good. So
Yeah.
yeah, what aspects of One Piece are you guys liking the most? It sounds, Ryan, like you're liking the lore the most, like the deep lore.
I love the lore, especially with Robin's backstory,
Oh,
and they're talking about like the blank history and stuff, and that I love that. I love that shit. I can't lie. Lore and O'Hara and everything, and then even with Skypiea, how they said Gold D. Roger was on Skypiea, like I love the lore
that
and
is
the
a-
world building in One Piece,
Yeah, Jacoby.
and the characters, everything. Just
Sorry to cut
I
you off.
honestly could not agree with Ryan anymore. Like he literally just like direct quoted everything I was thinking. Like just like the lore of it and like slowly figuring out about these poneglyphs and like what they mean for the future of One Piece. Specifically to his point of like the Skypiea moment, seeing Gold D. Roger's signature like kind of blew my mind because I was like, oh shit, like because like One Piece I've been like explaining to a lot of people too is like it really is just like the journey unfolding and they don't really focus or they like for where we've been up to in my position they haven't focused that much on like what the One Piece is or like the end goal, but then at the end of Skypiea they're like, ooh, poneglyph, Gold D. Roger, Robin has all this crazy information, and then all of Water 7 is just like lore dump,
Yeah.
and
That's-
I'm just so happy to like kind of like think something about the world now other than it just being grand and there being something cool out
That's
there.
a good point. And how do you feel about what was happening to Robin after going through what she did with the Straw Hats from Skypiea, and then all of a sudden Cold Shoulder has disappeared? Like, did you expect
Yeah.
any of what was happening in the end of that?
No, I did not expect her to just dip like that. I knew something was going on. Something had to have been going on, but I didn't expect it to just be like she's just gone. But and then the twist with her finding out like she's trying to prevent the Buster call, like I love that.
Oh yeah,
That
yeah.
like Robin, this arc just shot up my tier list.
Facts. Yeah. Again, I disagree with him. Like, the fact that like I didn't expect her to just straight up leave the Straw Hats. Like, I would have expected a little bit more of like an explanation or whatever. But that being said, like, yeah, Robin is probably like one. Like, she might be my second favorite Straw Hat, like under like Luffy and Zoro.
She was
I
ready
put
to
Luffy at
die
number
for them.
0. But dude, she really was, and just like her traumatic backstory, dude. Like I understand why she is the way she is, and man, she's way better for it than anyone normally would be. Like that was just crazy.
Jeez. You guys got me all emotional thinking about Soul.
Dude, Saul is such a goat, dude. Another like Tom style character.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
The
Didn't deserve that.
It's a whole Nakama story,
Mm-mm.
my man. It's amazing.
They were even friends.
Yeah.
Like, didn't deserve that.
Did not deserve
Yeah,
that.
did not.
Oh goodness, now I forgot what I was gonna say next because you asked such a brilliant question.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Oh yeah. So since you both are on Ennie's lobby, what did you think of the reveal of Chopper's monster point?
Ooh.
Dude. Well, Chopper is my favorite character. I don't know what it is. He's
Go.
he's adorable. He's sick. He's a doctor. He's smart. Like, and his backstory. I loved his backstory. And when he said he used Monster Point, I was geeking out. I can't lie. I loved it.
Dude, the size like comparison that he ended up getting compared to the characters was crazy. The way he was like breathing heavy and like they like changed his voice and everything, like it was literally like all of a sudden in like a horror movie for a second. Like it was so menacing. I was not ready for that.
It
To his
finally
point, Chopper's so
explains
cute and adorable,
why
and
the
he just
town was so
cooked.
scared of him.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Fritz said it explains why Drum Island was so terrified of him as well. 'Cause
Yes.
You remember
Yes.
Oh
he-
yeah.
he
Mhm.
blacked out before and went on a rampage there, which I love that. I love that so much. I wanted to see
Yeah.
Chopper in a flashback just destroying Drum Island.
The power
Facts.
scale from getting beaten down to being probably the most unstoppable thing in there, except for like, you know, the water taking him down, like depowering him. Like he was
I mean,
he was unstoppable.
he was soloing all of CP9.
What
Like
was
he was
Lucci
well
gonna
on
do
his
about
way
it?
to just flapping everybody out of existence.
It was so funny, dude. Especially because I don't remember his name. The guy with the purple hair, the Yoi dude
Yeah.
that he was fighting, he was like, I did not like him at all. So when Chopper just goes bomb and just yeets him across Annie's lobby, I was so
That was the
happy.
most disrespectful like throw at the end. It was insane, bro.
Yeah, I'm dying thinking about the moment where Chopper has him in the fridge and is trying to throw cola to Frankie,
yeah.
and he just keeps opening it. He's like,
Yes.
the door is open.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, that guy was a very like eccentric character. I liked his visual design a lot. He definitely would get a little bit annoying, like especially him speaking in haiku. So it was like such a slow speech. I don't know how you're watching in sub, right, Ryan?
Yeah, I watched it, so yeah.
Word, yes. I've been watching in dubs, so like for me, like he was like talking really, really slow. But
You
I
gotta
liked his
dub
design a
subs,
lot.
all right? Dub subs, so you don't miss the finer details.
That's what Jakoby does. Yeah, he
Yeah.
watches the dub with the Japanese subtitles on. It's perfect.
Yep.
It's the best way to watch anime,
Oh,
unless
yeah.
you're a sub elite.
I
that's
get
a
it all.
smart idea.
Yeah, Netflix has the Japanese subtitles on there, so yeah, I'm just chilling.
Yeah, I can't stop thinking about Kumadori in that fridge though. Like that's just
I
so
think
good.
Netflix
Yeah,
is
that was
adding the
hilarious.
other half of
Just
the
throw in the-
episodes this month.
Yeah, they are supposed to be adding more episodes this month. Oh my goodness, I keep forgetting what I'm about to ask because I just keep thinking about that fridge moment.
That's hilarious.
What is your favorite devil fruit that you've seen on Annie's lobby?
In Annie's lobby?
Or even the whole
Gir-
series overall?
Giraffes are so cool, guys.
Giraffes are cool.
I just want to say, like, giraffes are awesome.
I
just wanna
thought
make
that
sure.
was probably the lamest
Yeah.
Yeah.
example.
Oh, it
of any
100%
of
was so
these
lame.
fruits. The transformation, going into a full-size brick so that he can block anything, like you are a
Yeah.
brick. You're as,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
as good as far as you can be thrown. Like that's
Yeah, no, that was totally a meme. I love that like every character in the show memed on him though. Like everybody was
Yeah.
like, "Yo, what the hell is that, dog? Like, what do we have going on here?"
first time I saw that form was on the One Piece mobile game, where you can collect the different forms.
Oh,
and
there's
stuff
crazy.
Like that. My girlfriend showed me that one.
But yeah, what's your guys' favorite devil fruit so far? Let's just do the whole series. So far, what is your favorite devil fruit?
The plume fruit
Mine too.
smokers.
Yeah.
I think mine is Ace, just because I think fire is so sick,
Yeah,
and the way he uses it is just so clean.
The good old Mira no me.
Yes.
What about you?
yeah. Ace is badass, dude.
Oh,
I love Ace.
Oh no, I'd have to agree. Like Smoker's got it going on, but he also like his power is so resemblance to like how Gator uses his stuff. You know,
Crocodile.
crocodile.
Good old Gator.
Yeah, Gator.
Good old Gator.
Good old crocodile. Well, you notice
Florida
like
man.
everything that he,
Florida man.
like even up to Blackbeard, like everything is all like they are all types of the same kind of power. They all can disappear.
They have not seen Blackbeard's power yet.
Oh,
Actually, I really like NL's too. NL's I
Nice.
thought was
Gator.
really good.
Gator don't play no shit.
Yeah, Gator don't play no shit with that sand fruit.
Oh
But
man.
yeah,
yeah.
Enel was so overpowered. I would argue that Enel is one of the strongest
Yes.
characters we've seen in the show so far, like by a long shot, save for like one or two characters.
Yeah, the Rumble fruit is really a powerful Logia type. Like, because you don't think about how strong electricity is until you see it with the way that Inaru uses it. Like, it's
Exactly.
I think if Luffy didn't have the Gomu Gomu no Mi, he probably would have got a shit
Oh,
right.
he'd been dead.
Yeah.
100%.
He's a
100%.
walking
He just got
ground.
lucky.
That said, he did unlock Ultra Instinct in that fight.
Oh yeah, the airhead.
Yeah, the airhead.
That was
I
hilarious.
will be honest, like Enel's like battle IQ though, for taking the gold and melting it down and like solidifying it on like Luffy's arm, like that was just such a tough, brilliant freaking move.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I know.
too
My
bad
favorite-
Luffy's got, you know, MC power and can do anything he wants. But, you know, like that shit
favorite
would have
scene-
really rocked anyone else.
My favorite scene from that fight and from that interaction is where he lights Sanji's cigarette for him. He thanks him for it.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
so good.
Yes,
That's
that
such
was
an
perfect.
epic moment.
So
That
really,
That was such an amazing moment.
That's actually a perfect segue into my next question, which is Skypiea is actually a very divisive arc in the fan base. A lot of people like it. A lot of people think it's too drawn out. What are your guys' opinion on Skypiea?
For For me, I liked it. I didn't really see what people were saying. Oh, you should skip it. I thought the episode where they were like camping with the wolves was hilarious,
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
and Zoro's vine swing was hilarious.
Who's
The only
that?
thing I disliked about the arc was that Luffy was in a snake for like a bunch of episodes.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, that was okay, but the rest of it I really liked.
Yeah, I truly cannot like believe people skip that, especially for like the lore and like information dump that we get at the very end. I can agree that in the middle of the arc, it does start to slow down a little bit. And to Ryan's point, like Luffy being stuck in the snake the entire time did get incredibly annoying because it's just like, come on, like obviously, like he can get out of here and we can do this. But my only real true gripe with Skypiea was the lack of stakes in it. You know, Enel's sitting here blasting entire planets away pretty much, and like it's all crazy. And they give us a super mournful moment with Homegirl's dad, and at the end he's like, I just fell down into another cloud. And you know, even though God's lightning struck me, I still just, you know, took it on the chin because I'm your average human angel guy. And
I remember that. I was not a fan.
Yeah,
I was
that's
not a fan of
called,
that either.
in the fan base, we call that the Will of P, like Pell from Alabasta.
Yeah.
Because someone
Yeah.
will die and then just be okay.
Yeah. Like,
But-
and he's just like, oh yeah, actually just kidding, I'm good, but I'm
Yeah,
just
right.
gonna sit back for a couple arcs.
Don't
Like,
worry,
what the hell?
Conus. I'm cool. Why did I make a fake mustache with my finger? I have a real mustache.
I feel like the
But yeah.
Skypiea has a lot of, also touches on a lot of the oppression that ends up getting retouched on in so many of these other arcs and stories.
Oh, yes.
Mhm.
Everything about being forced off their land, being kept away from their tributes. I mean, this was their
Yeah.
history, and they barely have any idea of what it was.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite part of Skypiea actually, is the whole story with the Shandians and trying to reclaim their land. I think Oda
Oh, yeah.
wrote that very, very well. Skypiea is known as a microcosm for the whole story, so we don't know exactly what's paralleling what in it, but it's a very fun arc to go back and break down. Once you guys get caught up, you'll definitely see what I mean. And I'm
Gotcha.
glad you mentioned the wolf scene, so keep that in mind as you're going forward in One Piece. That party wolf and the way
interesting.
they're all silhouetted, just keep that in mind. I'm
Got
not
it.
going to say more. Don't
Okay.
worry.
So I don't
So-
know what's going on though, but I know out of all of One Piece, I better see that goddamn whale again.
Laboon?
Oh
Yeah.
yes,
Laboon. Oh, yeah.
We better see Laboon again.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
I miss him.
You want to talk about tragic backgrounds?
Listen, I'm.
Or
Facts.
You guys are hurting me right now. You guys are hurting me right now.
Dude, well, that's what One Piece is. It's just trauma after trauma, but then you're happy because you're with your friends, and then it's more trauma.
The next
That's why we love it.
If you guys love Laboon, the next arc will break you. I'm just gonna say that, nothing more. Moving on. Without including Luffy, I have to know. Me and Jake have talked about this a little bit. Me and Ryan, not so much. What are your top 5 favorite Straw Hats? But you can't include Luffy.
Can't include Luffy. Okay. So for me, if I can't include Luffy, number 1 is Chopper,
Chopper,
of course.
Yeah.
Number 2 would be Zoro. I love Zoro,
Mhm.
especially in Water 7. I really love Zoro. And Enies Lobby. Number 3, I'd probably say Robin, just because her backstory was just like crazy, and I absolutely loved it. And she just like really, really shot up. Like before, she might have been like one of the lower spots, but now she's just like one of my favorites.
Mhm.
So it was Chopper, Zoro, Robin. And then 4, it's a toss up between Nami and Sanji. Nami because I really love Arlong Park and all the depth that gave to her character, and Sanji just because he's sick as hell. I love him. But I think I would go Nami and then Sanji. Those would be my top 5.
No Usopp. I'm disappointed. Okay, and Jake.
All right, and then yeah, so saying like assuming Luffy is number 0 is Zoro. He's just been my number 1 from like the moment I met him. Just absolute goat without a doubt. 2 is Robin, especially after Water 7 and his lobby. She's her. I love her to death, and she was already working her way up. Number 3 is Chopper. I absolutely love Chopper. He's just an absolute goat. And he has not left my top 5 from the time I met him. Like he's just, I love Chopper to death. I don't think he's gonna leave my top. Sanji, specifically like him moving up to like number 4 place because of this season. Like in Water 7, he just stepped up like all the way up, and then like seeing his like fire kick that he does was so crazy. Like yeah, his whole speech with that, his heart burns hotter, all that stuff, fire.
Mhm.
And then like I guess like with who's on like the ship right now, I guess, and this is crazy, Usopp finally tapped my top 5. I like him better than Nami. I'm gonna be honest, I don't love Nami. I don't dislike her at all. She has her moments, but like she's just so meh to me. I don't know what it is. Like I know Oda's gonna let her cook,
I
but
can agree with
I'm just
you.
like,
Her power
Okay.
with the staff that Usopp made, it's kind of like it's cheap.
it's just
It's cheap to me.
yeah. Like she has a good battle IQ. Like I can't really argue that she's like worthless and weak, but she's just like, meh. I don't know. And with Soga King, if Soga King just being friends with Usopp, that's what puts Usopp in my
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Of course, yeah.
because like if Usopp can be friends with someone as fucking sick as Soga King, then you can hold a top 5 spot then, bro.
Shout out to Din Cushy in the chat who said Nami is completely meh. I agree. It's those gingers, yo.
I didn't go that far. But
No,
fact, she
man.
is super meh.
Oh, beautiful. Who are your top 5, Fritz? I want to hear yours.
We will give Zoro the #1 spot.
Mhm.
We'll give Sanji second place, just because
Yeesh.
I love him kicking the shit out of
Okay.
everybody. Like
Okay.
that's just my way of life right there. I'm gonna put Chopper in last place, no matter what else I say next.
Oh, my boy Chopper, no.
he just got kicked to the curb. After all the shit that I've talked about Usopp, he's actually there. He's there for me now.
He's
I'm
there.
seeing it.
He's there.
I'm seeing it. And then like him being, like you said, being friends with Sniper King. That's
Yeah, that's the goal.
if
I mean,
you're
that's
friends with
pretty
Sniper
sick.
King,
Like,
that's instant fame right there. Like
Instant fame.
exactly.
Yeah, mine are.
he's got an army of 8,000 men to do
yeah,
whatever
at
he
least
wants.
8,000. At least.
At least 8,000. At least 8,000.
Yeah, my 5 are #1's Robin, obviously. She's the GOAT. #2 is a spoiler,
girl.
I can't say. #3 is Usopp. #4 is also a spoiler. And #5, also a spoiler.
Hell yeah, dude. W list right there, bro.
Robin is god tier though.
Yeah, Robin is got here. #6 is Chopper,
Robin
though.
is.
I will say that.
Chopper.
Chopper
Love it.
is my boy. He was in my top 5 for a long time. A long, long time.
I'll definitely say if Frankie becomes an official Straw Hat, he's going to be in my top 5 and Usopp's back out, though. I have to say that because I did like Frankie by the end of it. And Ace Ventura vibes, dude, I'm all the way in.
I love Frankie. He's my boy.
I mean, I like a good soda too.
Yeah, who doesn't love a
Yeah,
good cola?
exactly.
Yeah.
Good cola, dude. And dude, his centaur form, OP. So
No way.
I won't lie. I was when I was first watching Annie's Lobby, I was laying in bed next to my wife, and she was asleep, and I'm watching it on my phone. And he does that centaur move, and I lost it so hard that I woke up her and our child that was sleeping at the crib in the room.
He was in the dog
dude,
house.
that was a laugh out loud moment. Like I
It was
actually
so
did laugh at the TV.
Well, yeah, because like right after that too is when Soja King pops up. So it's like
Yes.
that
Yeah.
string of
It's like
episodes.
everything's popping.
Yeah, it just pops off immediately, and then it just doesn't stop either.
But
Yeah.
it's also important to do that then, because they know how bad they're going to crush you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true. Not saying much though, because Ryan is only on episode 300. Also,
Yes.
chat. Yeah, just
He's almost there.
he's almost there. He's almost crushed.
Almost there.
I'm probably gonna finish Annie's Lobby tomorrow. I want to say.
How many episodes do you watch at a time when you're watching it?
So I'm a very slow watcher. There are times though, like the last time I watched One Piece, I watched like 7 episodes straight. A lot of times I'll just watch like 3 in a day.
If I turn One Piece on, it's at least 20 episodes that day.
Yeah, that's how I watched it too, though. I
don't have anything else to do, so.
Yeah. I watched 10 to 12 episodes a night when I was watching through. But I will say, Ryan, and Jacoby, I'm going to have you answer that question as well. I will say, though, the pace you're going at is a good pace. If you rush through it, it doesn't matter. Once you get caught up, you're going to say One Piece isn't long enough. Everyone says that. Like, when I first heard that, like, in the community, and they were like, hey, once you finish it, you're going to say it's not long enough. I was like, bullshit. This is like 1,052 episodes. Yeah. Actually, I think it was on 1,038 when I first caught up. And the minute I finished it, I was like, I have to wait till next week. What the fuck? Like, I was so upset. But yeah, how many episodes do you watch a day, Jacoby? Actually, I've watched with you, so I have a rough estimate.
So, I don't have a daily watch number. I watch it on stream with my community twice a week. So,
nice.
like generally speaking, I was watching like probably like 4 or 5-ish a day if we want to give it like an average for a week before I started streaming. Now that I'm streaming, and specifically been streaming like Ennie's Lobby and Water 7, so it's like all streamable content, all just fantastic like moments. I've been doing about 4-hour to 6-hour streams. So 2 of those a week, and I mean, shit, I went through I think Water 7 and Ennie's Lobby in like 3 streams, maybe 4. So I don't know. I bumped up most recently because like I'm loving it.
Oh, yeah, we can hear you still, Ryan.
Okay. I thought I froze for a minute. I got
No,
scared.
you're good. Yeah, Jake, I won't even lie. In no spoilers at all. No spoilers. Getting to watch in Ryan, I keep telling you to react to 312 for me. There's a reason for that. Don't worry.
I will.
But getting to watch 312 with you, Jake, was phenomenal. Even though I've seen that moment 100 times, I still cried like a little baby. My wife was like, "What is wrong?" And then when I told her, she's like, "Again? Really? Again?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Hey, well, thank you for being there, man. I mean, like that moment was actually super, super cool to share with a whole bunch of people. And I mean, that's like just kind of what I love about One Piece. Like, that's so sick that the community like knows that these moments are about to happen, and then like it does hit just as hard. Like whether you've already seen it, you've read it, you've watched it a million times, like this stuff is just impactful. It's good quality writing. Like that's just the difference. Like it's just so powerful.
So when you guys do eventually catch up to the anime, do you think you're gonna read the manga from the point you catch up at?
Yes. When I finish the anime, I will definitely switch to the manga.
Yeah,
I do that with most shows that I really do.
What'd you say,
I
Jake?
just feel like, oh yeah, I disagree. I'm definitely going, or I do agree. I will definitely be watching reading the manga afterwards because like I just feel like I'm gonna have to keep getting as much content as I possibly can get. And
yeah,
then,
it's addictive.
Yeah, it really is. And then also just being on One Piece TikTok, like, dude, I want to be able to have the cool conversation that all the other cool kids are having every week about the spoilers about this.
There will be a day though, which is crazy, that we'll have to wait for another manga chapter to come out before we get more One Piece content. That's insane to think about.
I don't like that idea at all.
I've been weekly for almost exactly a year now with the manga chapters, and literally when I caught up was about chapter like 1054, I think, something like that, 1055, and right after I caught up, one chapter released, month-long hiatus, and I was not happy about it at all. And then now we're in the middle of another break month. Like it's, I think 5 weeks, but it's because Oda Sensei has astigmatism or something like that, and so he's getting his eye surgery done, which I can be patient for that. They did give us the live-action trailer, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
So, from what you guys have seen so far, what's your favorite arc? From what you've seen, I think I know.
Ennie's Lobby.
Water 7 Ennie's Lobby.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the Ennie's Lobby part specifically, if I can just call it that part, but that whole bit was just peak on peak. Like it was crazy.
I have to agree. That is just so good.
Yeah, that's the next question actually. So we'll start with Fritz. What's the least favorite arc, my man?
Having to sit there and watch and deal with the Foxy Pirates. I was not a fan of that.
Long ring, long land. It gets you every time.
I did not mind the Foxy Pirates. Afro Luffy was pretty funny.
And Ryan, what about you? What's your least favorite arc so far?
I would say the Davy back Foxy Pirates thing. I do like Afro Luffy. I thought that was funny as hell. But other than that, I was kind of just watching like what am I watching right now? It has funny moments, but that's probably my least favorite.
Just to play devil's advocate, actually, though, if you read Long Ring, Long Land, all of the comedy hits. In the anime, they added like 3 more games to the arc and stuff like that for the Davy back fight, but the comedy hits so much better in the manga because it's paced correctly.
I mean, I can stick up for it as well. Like, the best 2 parts in that is when Zoro and Sanji work together.
Oh, yeah, during the...
They actually work together. And guess what? It was also God tier. And then the other best part from that is when they're doing the race and the fish girl falls into the water and Sanji pretty much gives up that race to save her.
Yeah.
He's a man. He is the GOAT. He's the myth, the legend. All right.
See, there's actually a really great peak moment in that arc, too, with Zoro and Chopper, which I know Ryan probably loved this moment a lot, is when he tells Chopper to man up. Like,
I love that.
To be a pirate, man up, and take what you get. Like, it's so good.
Yeah, and then Chopper's like...
he just huffs down. It's so good, man.
I love that moment.
Yeah.
All right, so Oh yes, Jake, go ahead.
I really can't decide like what specifically would be my least favorite. I could make the argument for the Foxy Pirates more because simply because like it had its moments, but it wasn't good front to back. I'll be honest, like Alabasta slowed down a lot in the middle of it. I loved it how it ended, that like once like it really started moving, but there was like I feel like a middle section of Alabasta that like just slowed me down a lot. I don't know what it is. It ended up great, so like I can't say the arc was bad, but I don't know.
Agree with you, actually. In early One Piece, Alabasta, which, like you said, by the end of it, it's definitely got boosted up in my arc rankings. But there's that middle part where they're going through the desert and stuff with all the stuff with Ace, and it's like, okay, get out of the desert and get to the city already.
Yeah.
But you
Can we just get through this place?
Defending the stairs. That was like the first time you saw Usopp actually man up. He went all out on that fight.
That's so good.
His big hammer was two frying pans hooked together. I love that.
And I love the scene after where Chopper's like, "We need a doctor," and he's like, "Oh wait, that's me."
So we need a doctor. We need a doctor.
Oh wait, that's me. Yeah. So oh goodness. So what's
SSJ Cody in the chat said Zoro.
1v100
Whiskey Peak.
Yeah, that's Whiskey Peak. Yeah, that's so good, man. Actually, one of my favorite arcs from that early time period too is Little Garden. A lot of people don't like it that much, but I love
Little Garden was so good, dude.
It's so good. It's a resemblance of what the story of One Piece is supposed to be about, which is a grand adventure, and it's such a sweet little adventure that like
I loved it
all around. What has been your guys' barring Eni's lobby, because I know your answer would be Lucci's fight but what has been your favorite fight in the series besides the fights in Eni's lobby so far?
I think Luffy versus Usopp's probably my favorite, just because there's so much weight to it, and I just really love it. It made me feel all type of ways, but I was crying, I was like going crazy. So definitely, I think, or maybe Luffy versus Enel, just because I really like the rubber electricity like contrast that they did. I thought that was so sick. So it's definitely one of those two.
If we're leaving Eni's lobby out, I would probably go for the Enel fight. But that being said, the moment when he was fighting Croc the first time, and like Croc put like the hook through him, and it like had that scene, and it all went red, and like Luffy was just hanging there, like that was one of the most hopeless moments I've felt in like a fight for Luffy. So like seeing him like actually struggle, like that one's pretty up there. But man, it's tough because like every arc legitimately provides the best fight yet, like every single time. So like like dealing with Mantra and all the stuff that Enel had. I mean, it was just on such a new level of it's bad, it's really bad.
Oh yeah,
that stakes were that actually reminded me when Luffy's in the tomb, he's using his blood as like the liquid to punch Crocodile. I thought that was like that might actually be my favorite fight. That was so amazing.
It's so good.
I love that.
Him just hitting Croc in the chest too, like to finish him off and pushing him up through the ground. Like, oh, so good. I'm getting hyped. I'm gonna go home and watch Alabasta now.
Luffy doesn't get anything done until he gets all the facts. Neither. Like you notice, like he's so overpowered when he finally actually does something. But he doesn't hardly lift any of a tenth of that finger until he actually gets the truth or he's asked.
Yeah.
Like when he was so unwanted, and then Nami finally asked for help, plead for help, crying for help. He freaking bodied that dude.
Yeah, he was like, okay, I got you.
Luffy is basically One Punch Man though. Like I'm gonna be real, like a large majority of his fights are like to your point, like pretty much one hit. Like for the most part, he just like finally figures out all the things about them and how to just hit that chin just right, and he just gets it, and then they're done. GG's.
GG's all day. Shout out in the chat to King Crawl. What is up, my guy? I hope you are having a wonderful, wonderful day today. It's always nice to see you in the chat. But just to kind of keep the topic on Alabasta for a moment, do you guys think you'll see Vivi again in the story?
I really like Vivi. I hope so.
The way Oda seems to write characters, I pretty much expect to see like any character that has that much screen time again at some point. Like it'll probably be like some post time skip something, but like I also hope that we do. I didn't absolutely love Vivi, to be honest with you. She wasn't my favorite, but like I would still expect to see her again.
Nice.
What about it's Alabasta and they're in the desert and Luffy stumbles upon the poneglyph that's hidden.
Oh, that's not canon.
That's not canon.
Not canon. Exactly.
Why is that there?
And it's Zoro. Zoro falls in the hole.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the artist for the anime were just like, let's throw this in here. Not knowing what a poneglyph really was, like.
This is the most important thing to the story, I think.
Yeah, like, but, you know. That's a pretty bad mess up. I'm pretty sure Oda probably went down there and was like, so who am I beating up? Like.
Yeah, exactly. Who's getting fired today?
Whipping their fingers with fucking rulers and shit.
VV, everybody's going crazy in the chat for VV, of course. Ooh, we even got our Jolly Roger going. What is up?
Hey.
W's in the chat for VV, please. W's in the chat for VV. One of my favorite Straw Hat contemporaries.
I named my rogue on Diablo 4 after Vivi, and her name's Nefertari.
So, since we're on the topic of side characters, who is your favorite side character you guys have met so far that's not a Straw Hat or somebody that's been on the ship with the Straw Hats? And who would you like to see more of in the series that you've met so far?
I mean, does Ace count? Because
yeah, Ace does count.
If that counts, then it's absolutely him 100%.
Yeah, it would
He's
definitely be Ace.
Fucking sick, and like we have not gotten much of him at all. I feel like
Ace or Smoker. I really like Smoker too.
Yes, bro.
Smoker, I want to see more
like
of him.
Smoker, dog. He's sick.
Yeah, he's so cool. But definitely Ace. And like when they were in Alabasta, he like was on his little boat doing his fire punch stuff. I was like, bro,
Yeah.
he's just the goat. He's just so clean.
He is. He's clean.
Also, Mihawk. Mihawk is just unreal.
Mihawk is intimidating, my man. And that's all I'm going to say about Mihawk.
Dude floats around in the ocean on a little raft with a big ass
On a
cross,
tiny
just ready to trouble.
I know.
Just ready
He's just
to
like
trouble.
flexing, like he's just big chilling.
Just try me.
He shows up and just cuts Don Krieg's ship in half. Like, that's his introduction to the entire story. Like,
And then he continues to try me.
oh,
Yeah,
SSJ8 Cody in the chat saying Ace is so hot. I love a good pun, my man. Oh, goodness. My next question was going to be, what spoilers do you guys know? But if you know different spoilers, it might spoil the other one. So I don't know if I'm going to do that one.
The only thing I'll say without any actual spoilers, because I'm sure we've seen it in the comments, but I know about a little. I know about donuts.
Yes.
I know
Donuts.
about
Lots of donuts in my comments.
so many fucking donuts, bro.
Yeah. Pretty sure Rengoku's a donut maker as well.
Yes.
Oh, indeed. Yeah, he got donutted up.
Very much so. Yeah, and you know, our boy Minato, which we're getting a one shot for. Everyone's
yes.
a donut. Let's go. Naruto fans are up right now. Big 3 is thriving in 2023.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When you said Minato or Minato, I thought of the little grape guy from My Hero Academia. I was like,
Mineta, oh my god, one of the worst characters in anime of all time. I would argue. He's in the top 5 list without a doubt.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Trash.
Have you read the manga though? Have you kept up with it?
My Hero?
Yeah.
No. I'm just anime caught up.
Oh, okay. Mild spoiler. He does kind of get a redemption later, but like, not really. Not really.
Hey, look, I'm happy to hear that he maybe has a chance of being a little better, but I'd like to talk about this before. I don't like the lover boy trope that much, which is like why I have a love hate with Sanji. Like he's so sick, and then like he's pretty funny with it. I'll be honest. But Mineta is just awful with it, and like he's just such a weird character. He has a useless power, like virtually useless. Like, he's more useless than Usopp for sure. Like,
That's pretty bad.
Oh, yeah, wait a minute. I love Usopp. Stop slandering him, y'all.
I'm gonna change you by the end of this, Lucas. You're gonna be like, dude, Usopp, low key, not it. But,
Usopp's
Listen, you guys just gotta keep watching, okay? Like, no matter what.
I'll keep watching, bro. I'll keep watching.
I won't lie though. There is a problem that is persistent in One Piece, as you guys will go on. The pacing does become a problem. I will say though, and this is from the bottom of my heart, push through. Just keep pushing through. No matter what, keep pushing through because it is 100% worth it. I know there was even moments where during a certain arc, I'm not going to say which one, where I was like, oh my god, this pacing is terrible because they caught up to the manga. Why are they doing this to me? But worth it entirely.
I don't know if that's worth
that's something like
on the Funimation app.
I know it's gonna happen. Oh, I'm sorry, Fritz. My bad, bro.
No, you're good. You're good.
I was just talking crap about the Funimation app on Xbox.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Where it constantly wants to. Your next episode is going to be either a movie or 3 seasons ahead. Like the app is just
oh,
gross.
trash.
app
It
is
can't be
just
worse than the Crunchyroll UI though. Crunchyroll has the worst UI of any app I've ever used in
It
my
is
life.
so counterintuitive.
Yeah. Yeah.
The great thing is,
Like,
they're the same.
Yeah, they're the same. They own each other. Yet you need a subscription for both.
And they're
Yeah.
both garbage.
It's really crazy.
They
out
both
here.
suck.
I don't approve of piracy, I could say, but Zoro.to is pretty good if you
Ah,
know it.
yes.
Oh yeah, that goes
Throw that
off.
out there. Just gonna throw it out there.
Yeah, I've definitely used it.
So, with where you guys are in the story so far, what are you most excited to learn more about?
The poneglyphs, and then well, I almost said a spoiler, but I'm not gonna say that for Ryan. And then some of the things I found out in episode like 314, 315.
Ooh.
But the poneglyphs is what I'm gonna say
For
specifically.
me, it's definitely the blank history. I really love that scene in Robin's flashback where they're on O'Hara, and I think is it Clover? What's his name? Professor Clover, or one of the archaeologists.
Yeah, I think that was.
He was just talking about the blank history, and then like the guy on the government phone was like, "They know too much." I thought that was so sick. So that is what I'm most excited for.
We have a question from the chat real quick, just to interject. Sorry. SSJ8 Cody, who is another anime TikToker that everyone should be following. He also streams on Twitch. Go see him there. Wants to know, who is your favorite villain so far?
Lucci for sure.
Lucci, Gucci, like Lucci.
Yeah. I haven't finished the arc yet, but if it wasn't Lucci, I'd probably say Eno. But I think Lucci is so sick.
Yeah,
It's probably my favorite.
he's just so sick. I mean, he was my favorite before I finished in his lobby. So
It's for sure a wild fight.
It is an insane fight. I love it so much. So much. If you like Inaru that much, man, when you do finally get to the manga, both of you actually, you got to go back and read after Skypiea in the manga, because Oda does this thing with cover stories where it's like canon cover stories that it's just little things that are happening throughout the world. That's how, like, in the anime you see Garp go get Kobe, kind of. And stuff like that. Like when, oh, I just spoiled something almost. All right, never mind what I'm saying. With the cover stories, you sometimes make it into the anime, but not always. So always read the cover stories. They prove a lot. Yeah, I actually do have a question. What'd you guys think of Jaya? That is one of my favorite pre-time skip arcs.
I love it.
Chat is talking about Jaya.
yeah.
Especially just because of the punch, dude. Oh my god.
Yes, dude. Yes, dude. That punch to Bellamy or whatever, bro.
Yeah, Bellamy.
Oh my god, like that was incredible.
Oh, so I think I actually asked both of you to like show your reactions to that. I know I did. I get on your guys' videos all the time, and I'm like, hey, react to this episode. You're almost there. Get it.
He wouldn't shut up.
Oh yeah, dude. That was such a good moment. Just like the whole story build up, it was so great, and like it made me like Skypiea so much more for the way that it ended. Like in that last moment, like showing Luffy in the clouds and like explaining all those stories.
Oh yeah.
That was like such like a big chills moment where I'm like, damn, like this is such a good show.
Yeah, it's so good. Such a good arc. A lot of people don't like. They love Jaya and don't like Skypiea, or either they hate Jaya and love Skypiea. But I love both of them. They're such good
I like them
arcs.
both.
They were both great.
I love Jaya, dude. Jaya was so good.
So, but emotional moments. I want to hear at least like 2 or 3. What emotional moments got you in the show so far?
The very first one was Nami asking for help.
Yeah.
And Luffy putting the hat on there. I think that's like the easy, obvious answer where like everyone just falls in love with One Piece, or your heart's demon. But like that moment was like probably like one of the biggest ones. My one that's not obvious. It was in a filler arc. I think it was between Alabasta and Jaya, and they go to an island where they make fireworks. And there's like a little girl who, like, of course, like her mom and dad have both passed away, and like they were gonna make like the biggest firework ever, and so she's made it her life mission. And actually, Usopp has like a moment where he talks to her about how like her parents are definitely proud of her, looking down on her, and it's this whole monologue. And dude, I was pulling my eyes out on some filler. I was like, good lord, like this girl's backstory is tragic. But yeah, that was a big sad moment. And then obviously,
I'm not gonna lie, that got me too.
Yeah, dude, it got me, dude. And then everything Robin. So
Everything Robin.
so yeah.
Seems
So,
like
so
all the filler always
there's
has
3.
each individual's filler moment.
Oh yeah, everybody
Yeah.
gets a moment in the filler. Ryan, for you, what emotional moments hit you hardest?
For me, the one that hit me the hardest was, like I said earlier, when Luffy's holding his straw hat down, and he's like, "That was rough." And then Zoro's like, he's like, "Don't waver. Like, if you waver, who can we trust?" That
Oh,
I was crying like a baby, dude.
Oh,
But obviously Robin with "I Want to Live," like, "Take me out to the sea with you." That was beautiful. And the thing about Luffy and Usopp is, I actually knew that they were going to fight. That was a spoiler that I heard going into the show, that Luffy and Usopp eventually fight. I didn't know why. So when it hit, I was just like, I was still just crying like a baby. And then also when in Choppers and Drum Island, where there's like the cherry blossoms in the sky, and Chopper's looking at it and he's crying, bro. This show is so good, dude. One Piece is just so good.
it's so
That-
good, dude. It's
That
so
makes
good.
me want to say this. Oh, sorry, Jake, you can go.
And I just will say, like, my number one is a moment that Ryan hasn't seen yet, but
Yeah, of
Lucas,
course.
you know full well that, like,
Yeah.
truly what that answer is.
We're building up the anticipation for Ryan to be fucking broken.
I'm excited, yo. I'm excited to.
Did
This
you
one I
guys-
don't think can be like too hyped. It's so accurately fantastic.
It
like,
was emotional for me, but I'm not gonna say it was the most emotional for me because I had more grief with the ideals without saying too much with the letting go.
Yeah.
And I'd say with Robin on the island when that was happening, like her on the ice floating away. That's probably one of my most emotional.
Oh
And
yeah.
then there's
The
like
Dara
Vivi's struggle with everything
yeah.
he was going through. That was pretty great for me. Nami's one of those, like, you're gonna see that, you're watching it, that is the one you're gonna, like, makes you fall in love. I always heard that, he said that, everybody said that. But between Vivi and Robin, they had some pretty emotional struggles that they backdropped to.
Yeah, I won't lie. During Chopper's arc, Hurler's speech about, like, when does a man die? Like, it's when he's forgotten. I cried so hard for like a good hour and a half even after that too. I was like, oh my god. Like, what's wrong with me? And then Luffy holding up the flag, like Hurler's flag, on top of the castle in Drum Island too. He wouldn't let that flag fall.
One of my
boy.
favorite moments of One Piece so far, right
Yeah,
there.
it's I think I had
Actually,
Oh yeah, Ryan. Go ahead.
another moment that really made me upset, because Chopper, he's like my first or second favorite character, is right after Luffy and Usopp fight, and Chopper's like chasing after Usopp, and he just like, they're like arguing in the ship, and Chopper just walks back and sits down, and he starts crying because like Usopp said they're not friends anymore, or something like that. I was like, oh,
Oh,
this
God, poor baby.
fucking show, bro.
Got me sad right now too, bro.
Right? We're all just getting sad in the chat. Sad in the chat, guys. Tears in the chat.
He
Let's
finally found a
Yeah.
human that didn't look at him anything else but who he was as a person, not as a monster or an animal. Like, yeah, he's a part of the team, and everybody look at him like, but Usopp and Chopper's like bond, that was they were probably closer than any of the other members together.
Oh yeah. That you saying that though makes me think of that peak moment in Indy's lobby right before Monster Point where he's like, I will become a monster for Luffy. And it's like, oh yeah. All right.
That monster point was crazy, dude.
So where you're at in the show, I just want to hear like one, maybe two theories that you guys have for what's going to happen in the show next.
Next. Well, they mentioned Impel Down. I don't really know much about that yet, but they mentioned it. So I think they're going to go there, or something's going to happen at Impel Down. It's probably going to be like a big arc. I think there's going to be a lot of repercussions for Luffy burning the world government flag. That's probably going to have some effects on them.
Yeah.
But now I'm thinking. Prediction.
It just like it really seems like they really set the story in motion with this arc. So now it's not as like, we're just going to different islands and having fun. Now like we have like a little bit more of a direction. Obviously they're going to go keep collecting people and stuff like that, but obviously the poneglyphs have something to do with like the big grand scheme. And I'm really curious about like what the weapon is, because like they keep calling it like a weapon, and I'm not convinced it's a weapon. I think that's like the wrong word for it, but I think it's gonna be obvious. I mean, like without having cliches, like it'll be like the journey getting there or something like that. I don't know.
Oh God.
I think it'll be something that actually just like takes down the world government, because like obviously like the world government's corrupt. They like what Ryan was saying about O'Hara with like them like, okay, he knows too much, like send in the nuke. That obviously is it. So figuring out how they got their hold on the world during that like blank period or whatever is going to be the big saucy bit of One Piece, and then the One Piece is going to be sprinkled somewhere in that. I guess I don't know. I don't know. I feel like the One Piece just has nothing to do with this show at all, and it's like
Listen, I keep telling people that
One Piece is just like a taco.
Yeah, it's just a
Just
taco.
like,
Like live action Luffy said,
The
it's just a
spice
taco.
melange.
Yeah, the spice melange. No, I keep telling people that Oda's gonna like pull a fucking meta twist on all of us and be like, the One Piece is you, the fans. Like,
Oh,
Yeah.
it's the audience.
the One Piece was the friends you made along the way.
No.
the power of friendship.
Yeah.
Oda has
It's the heart
confirmed
of the cards.
that Gaimon is the One Piece. No. the Afro dude that was in the chest with all the forest friends, he's the One Piece now. But he has confirmed that the One Piece is a actual treasure, a object or something. We don't know what yet, of course.
Okay.
That would probably be spoiled for everyone immediately, so catch up. Hey, Neko in the chat, love the husbando. Oh, who doesn't love a good husbando? Who doesn't?
Oh yeah, gotta have some good husbandos in the chat.
Great husbando.
We did forget to change that.
No, we didn't.
The thumbnail of the story.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh,
they got
that's
it.
okay.
They got it taken care of.
They got it taken care of? Good. Apparently at the start of this stream, guys, I didn't know this, but we had the last stream that we did, which was a series we call Ask the Audience. And it was a series on husbandos. So that's why that's coming up in the chat. Awesome. I love that. That's cool as fuck. I don't care. So, moving on. I lost track so much because we were just talking about hype. And I'm not going to lie, guys. You guys can't see me right now, but the audience can tell you I was like holding my breath and losing my shit when you guys were talking about your theories. I wanted to say so much, but I couldn't.
I don't have a theory of what's coming next because I've been spoiled to oblivion, but
Yes.
I do have a theory about like Luffy. I have a theory about him and like why he's always got that childlike state of mind. It's because when he ate that fruit as a child, it stunted his growth and his brain didn't develop; it stretched. So now, he's like, he's forever. He's stunted in like those mental capacities. Like, yeah, he has a lot of heart and a lot of like inspirations, but he's never going to grow out of being that way. He's always going to be stuck that way because he can't develop. He can only stretch.
Hold up.
He got that Ash Ketchum vibe. That's
Yeah, that Ash Ketchum. Last Arc Captain's in the chat. Did you not just hear? Yeah, Dinton just said Fritz is cooking. Why do we not have him on the video talking about this yet? What the
Fritz
hell?
really is
Fritz?
cooking with.
Sorry,
That is a damn
it's a
good
pretty
theory.
simple one.
That
And,
is-
like I come up with that when I was watching it with my girlfriend, and we was just like, I was just talking about like, man, he's never gonna come out of this.
Yeah.
And he really doesn't. He's childlike wonder for his entire life.
Guys, just to give you a little background, we've been trying to get Fritz to cook on a theory for a while now, and the fact that he just randomly did it, like, holy crap, my man, you just blew my mind. Oh,
W's for Fritz. Let's go, bro.
wins for Fritz in the chat, y'all. Fritz just cooked up a whole omelet. Oh my
God.
goodness. Got about 4 questions left, but they are some spicy questions. Not really.
Okay.
All right, so have you guys seen the live action trailer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Opinions.
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah.
have? What do you have
What's
for
these
us?
opinions? Yeah.
What do you have for us on that?
Yeah.
I thought it looked dope. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, the only thing I saw was that Sasha didn't have his eyebrow, but I was like, that's a little weird. But then I was like, well, it's live action, you know, like they can't do everything. And I thought, like people say, like when Luffy does his Gum Gum pistol, it looks wonky, but One Piece is a pretty wonky show. You know, it's a pretty goofy show. So even if it's not like intentionally wonky, I think it kind of fits the show.
Mhm.
And I mean, obviously, live action anime doesn't have a good track record. Like, I haven't watched Death Note, but I heard the live action Death Note was horrible.
Oh, it's terrible.
It's
Yeah.
something.
It's
So
something.
yeah, I'm just excited for it. I think it looked pretty dope. I think, especially Luffy's actor, like she just looks like Luffy. like what I would imagine if Luffy looked like in person. So
Yeah. And
I think they did a good job on the casting. Honestly, overall, I think everybody looks good. It's a live action, so I'm coming in cautiously optimistic. Lucas has told me a lot of things about it that do make me more excited in general, just with the fact of like Oda working closely with it
mhm.
and the people creating it genuinely being fans of the content and all of that. So I think it has a better chance than the vast majority of live actions out there. Is it going to be perfect? No. It's going to be different. I think the biggest thing that people have to understand is it cannot be the same. We're not going to get One Piece because it is so crazy and dramatic and all that. Like they'll probably do their best to make certain moments happen, but yeah, it's not going to be exactly the same. It just can't be. So I think it's going to be good. Do I think it's going to be absolutely great? Probably not. But I'm going to watch it and I'm going to talk about it, and I'm still excited for it.
Ryan, have you heard anything about what's going on behind the scenes? Because if not, I'm about to hype you up.
I have not. The only thing I know is that Oda, like, I think he chose the actors.
Mhm.
I think I heard that. That's really all that I know.
So Oda and his team not only chose the main Straw Hats, they chose most of the side players as well for the series.
Oh wow.
And they had to, every time they made a script for the series, before they ever shot anything, they had to send it to Oda. Him and all of his editors had to approve it. They had to approve every change to the story. So, like, Usopp not having his long nose, Sanji not having his curly eyebrows, Luffy wearing shoes, which is the dumbest complaint I've heard about this thing.
That's a weak complaint.
Yeah, like the weakest complaints. But all of that has to go through Oda. And actually, just recently, Emily Rudd, the woman who's playing Nami, just tweeted that Oda Sensei has seen all 8 episodes of the series and said it was perfect.
Oh wow.
Oh, then there you have it.
Hey.
Straw Hat Lucas
If Oda
here
approves,
has
then
I'd love to hear it.
stream as well that
Oda's a
covers these
madman, dude.
details.
Yeah. I do have a stream on our channel that I covered all these details, but I would say avoid it because I do think we talked some spoilers in there. Not for the live action, just in general for One Piece. But yeah, I actually wanted to... Do you guys know where the One Piece is taking place? Like, the live action, not the One Piece, god damn it. But do you guys know, like, the span of the episodes? Like, what's going on in those?
I've seen the titles.
Yeah, I've seen the titles. Lucas, I saw your breakdown video, so I am caught up on that as far as it seeming to make it to Logtown.
Yeah,
From what we can tell. So
yeah, the series will cover basically the whole East Blue Saga, the first 100 chapters of the manga, which is another thing I will point out, actually, is that the creators of the show and all the writers and everything have tried to press the point that this is not a live-action adaptation of the anime. It's a live-action adaptation of the manga, which is crazy.
Oh, that's dope.
Like, yeah, like, so that they said anytime that they got any trouble or anything and got stuck behind the scenes, they would literally just pull out a volume of the manga, go to that, and be like, okay, we need to do this then. Like,
that is so sick.
Yeah,
I like the little Easter egg that they put in there, or like caveat that I've seen people talking about with them having like wearing the outfits from like the covers of the manga panels or whatever that might have been. Yeah, I think that's a really, really cool touch.
Yeah, there's a lot of work that's gone into this.
I feel like this is the one live action that's going to step up pretty much everything what you would expect in further live actions to come, as far as how they handle the cultures. And most of the other live actions are culturally appropriated and like different, like Full Metal Alchemist and stuff like that, where they're in an Amestris, English, Germanic style country, and you get none of the casting in that fashion. They have a country in Full Metal that is Xing to the east, which is, they could have done something wonderful there.
Yeah, I always felt like with the Full Metal Alchemist live action, I don't know if you guys have seen it, that they should have made a more diverse cast. That's actually, with One Piece...
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's not good. I don't recommend it.
Well, yeah.
I didn't even know there was one.
Yeah.
That's not even just that one, but a bunch of these other ones where they mishandle the IP altogether. They culturally wise, they don't hit any of the right notes. What you would come to expect. But I feel like One Piece live action is going to be the one that sets up what live actions should be compared to, like how they make comics into Marvel movies. Like,
yeah. And a lot
this
of
is the one.
Yeah, that's how most of the One Piece community actually feels, is that this will be the one to break the curse. That I believe one of the big complaints right now in the community is that the whole comment between Luffy, Zoro, and Nami where he's like, I'm sensing some tension between the crew.
Oh yeah.
It feels like MCU comedy, and I'm like, that's fine with me. MCU's fucking successful, and I want this to be successful. Like,
Dude, I wouldn't be mad about that. That works, and it is funny. Like,
exactly.
I thought that was funny. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, so did I.
That was pretty funny to me.
That, and then the ending of the trailer when he was like, all good fighters call out their finishing moves.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he's like, no, they don't. No,
Yeah.
they don't.
That is just like very Luffy and Zoro.
It
I
really
love
is.
that.
So what, just to go off of that, before we get into the last topic of the night, have you guys ever seen an anime live action adaptation that you thought was good?
I think the casting for the Cowboy Bebop one was really, really good. I think they got close with that one. The execution still fell, but that one was close. I feel like I do have a better answer for this somewhere. But I don't know. They generally suck, dude.
Yeah, they generally suck. I haven't watched that much. I think I just saw clips from like a few. I think I might have watched a little bit of the Death Note one just because I heard how bad it was. So I was like, I gotta like,
Yeah.
I haven't even watched the anime. But I just want to like see
Yeah,
it.
that was like a whole different story. They had heard like the basic like premise of Death Note. And they're like, all right, we're gonna make a movie around that, and it's in the United States. And it's totally
His name's not gonna be Light Yagami. It's gonna be Light Turner for some reason. Like,
yeah. Like what
William-
the fuck? The only good thing about that was Ryuk.
yeah,
With Willem Dafoe. Willem
Ryuk,
Dafoe
yes.
was perfect for
Willem
that.
Dafoe? That's hilarious.
Willem Dafoe, dude.
Ugh.
The Green
yeah.
Goblin. Definitely.
SSG8 Cody did bring up that the Rurouni Kenshin films are good. I've only seen one of them because when the
haven't
live
seen them
action
yet.
cast was announced for One Piece, I went and saw some of their films, and McKinney played one of the sword fighters in Rurouni Kenshin.
Well,
I can't
that one
remember
also
what
makes
now.
sense. Like, obviously, the culture-wise, the placing, the imagery, it all actually hits the check marks.
Oh yeah, and that's what I was gonna say about what you were saying with like the culture stuff. I think they're so afraid to. They don't know what they want to do with anime adaptations. Like with Full Metal Alchemist, they definitely should have casted some like European people and stuff to play Edward and them, and they were like, nope, full Japanese, all full Japanese. Even though the author has explicitly stated they're basically Germans, full Japanese.
Yeah.
Like,
That's all that is. My biggest question for like the entire live like action like world is who's the audience? Like who's asking for this?
Yeah.
Like I understand on Oda's side, he's like this is his final chance to like get this like story to like people who maybe wouldn't normally want to watch it. And like I can see like yeah, it opens it up, but like there's never been a live adaptation that some random person was like, oh, this Death Note movie on Netflix was so cool. I'm gonna go watch the anime, and now I'm an anime fan. Like I highly doubt that happened. Maybe that's too specific of a take, but
no,
I was actually oh, you can go.
no, you can go, Ryan. You're good.
I was thinking about that. Like, I know they're doing a live. I haven't finished Yu Yu Hakusho. They're doing a live action Yu Yu Hakusho, and I'm just thinking, like, why don't they just put that budget and just reanimate it? It would be so dope if they just made like a
Facts.
2024 Yu Yu Hakusho, like, because I love
Million
dude,
percent.
Yusuke. I still haven't finished the show, but Yusuke is like one of the most funny characters I've ever like. Dude,
But
just
what-
reanimate it, make it
Yeah.
dope. I don't know.
What happens when
fully
they use
agree.
that anime style that they used on the modern Trigun that they did? I'm not a fan of the new kind of art styles or the way CG looks. It just it doesn't feel right to me.
They did that in Dragon Ball Superhero as well. The CG
Yeah.
wasn't that bad. In
I did not
Superhero.
like the I did not like the Trigun remake at all. I made it 2 episodes in. I'm like, I can't watch like a
But if they
15
take Yu
frame
Yu
rate like
Hakusho but
anime.
use that kind of art, that's gonna immediately turn me off.
No, yeah, same.
Yeah.
I will say though, for live action with the One Piece specifically, like you said, Jake, it's Oda's trying to broaden the audience, and I agree. It's a good move because I want as many people as possible to be watching or reading One Piece because it's a story, and I've said this. A lot of people in the community have said this, that will go down in history
Yep.
as our Odyssey, basically. Like this is our modern epic that will be remembered forever. I mean, it's broke Guinness World Records.
I
It's
mean,
outsold
you're not
Batman.
wrong.
Yeah, it's outsold Batman, almost outsold Superman.
Oh,
like
wow.
it's insane.
It's outsold every comic ever.
And to your point, actually, like bring it to a wider audience. Like, for example, my girlfriend, she doesn't watch that much anime. We watched Attack on Titan together, and that's basically it. And she was like, she's not really into anime. And I was like, well, you watch the live action with me? And she's like, yeah, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
Yeah,
So
my
I think
buddy-
to your point,
same
yeah.
thing. my wife, when we watched the trailer together, she was like, see, I can get behind this because it's not as goofy or silly as the anime, and I'd actually like to watch this. And like, those are the people that we need to get. I know that sounds weird, but like, that's the truth of it. You want that.
Yeah.
We're not trying to secure voters.
Yeah, I am trying to secure voters, Freedy. Vote for Straw Hat Lucas, king of One Piece, YouTube, and TikTok. Oh my goodness. But no, I will say there is one live action that I fully loved from start to finish. I was super anticipating it. Is Speed Racer. When Speed Racer came out, people hated it. I loved it so much. I was like, this is exactly what I want out of the live action.
Made me nauseous.
Speed Racer was actually a good one. I forgot about that.
It made
That
me really
one actually
nauseous
was
to
good.
watch it.
Yeah, I've heard that too, actually. The CGI made people nauseous. But I'm not a pussy, so. Like,
You're just built different, bro.
Yeah,
You got
I'm
that
built
MC energy.
different. Okay,
He got
so-
that dog in him.
But dude, that reminds me, actually, probably the best live action adaptation of all time is Detective Pikachu.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me that doesn't count, dude.
Yeah, it does.
Detective
It does.
Pikachu went off,
Completely.
dude. That was a fire.
That was a good movie. Yeah.
It
Yeah,
was really,
completely.
really good.
And that's something that Fritz has brought up multiple times, is that video game movies are getting great now. I remember back in the
Yes.
90s, which I wasn't
Oh, yeah.
alive when it first came out, but the Super Mario Bros. Movie, that movie fucking sucks. Like,
Oh, it's horrendous, bro. It's
horrendous.
cringy.
What did they do to the Goombas? But like,
Dude.
but
I'm never financially recovering from this.
yeah, I'm never financially recovering from this.
No.
Like, but now we get a new Super Mario Bros. Movie, and it's good. Like, it's not like crazy plot wise or anything, but it was a good film. We got
Yeah.
It was a
Sonic the
great movie,
Hedgehog.
yeah.
Both of those are amazing.
You got
So-
Jack Black playing as Bowser.
Yeah, Jack Black that was great, dude.
Yeah.
I love it. But
That
those
was
video,
so amazing.
it's a good parallel to these anime movies that have sucked in the past, just like video game movies that sucked in the past. There's at some point there's got to be one that's going to stand out and launch the genre into the place that it needs to be, so that live action adaptations can happen and they won't be Dragon Ball Evolution.
That's oh god. Yeah,
Which we
facts.
watched before it released on,
Yeah, you're-
on a DVD
Yeah,
that we
me
had.
and Fritz, when we were in high school together, got a burnt copy of a DVD of Dragon Ball Evolution.
Oh,
We
Yikes.
watched it like 3 times.
wasted
maybe,
the
and-
CD.
Yeah, we watched it like 3 times maybe. Then I broke that motherfucker. Like,
The fact that you made it through a full one, dude, like that first watch just had me blown. I didn't know things could be that wrong and like
Dude.
that bad.
honestly, because I was so like hyped up for the movie when I first watched it, I was like, "This is okay.
yeah.
This is not the worst, not the worst." But then I watched it one more
Yeah,
time, and
you
I was like,
wanted to like it. You're like,
Yeah, exactly.
"Ah."
"I wanted to be successful so we could get to the Saiyan saga." That's really what it came down to.
Never gonna happen in high school
Yeah.
in Japan.
Yeah. What's up, Geku? Like, fucking. All right, guys, we are getting towards the end of the stream now. This was going to be a short, sweet stream like I wanted, but I want to talk to you guys about content creation. So the first question I
Yeah,
have for
okay.
you both is, what made you start with content creation?
So I've been like dabbling in content creation for like 10 years now. So I'm a musician, and like really like my ultimate goal has always just been like, how can I promote my music and
Yeah.
do that. So like I've been like working on like Facebook and Instagram and like those apps for a long time. And TikTok came, and I tried to do my music promotion. I got like a music TikTok, and I couldn't be creative in a way that made sense and was fun. And also like with music or anything else, I'm like, it's just you trying to sell someone something, and you know, everybody can feel that you're trying to do that, so it makes it really hard. And I started seeing that like I'm super inspired by like Nick Connor on TikTok with
Oh,
like
yeah.
how like all the
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
that he was doing with Naruto, and then like Saiga, and just like a bunch of these other like like Brody and like all these other like creators are just out here talking about anime and talking about stuff that they like genuinely. And like anime has always been a passion for me, like from jump, and I've never really had like, I have my homies like personally that like I can talk with about, but like I never had like an internet outlet for that. So all of a sudden, you know, I put up my One Piece journey and started talking about, you know, Bleach coming back, and all of a sudden people were interested and wanted to follow the journey and just talk anime with me. And here we are, where, you know, I'm getting some traction doing it.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
For me, content creation has always been something like I've wanted to do. Like I remember I used to be 13 making Minecraft videos, hoping that one day it would go somewhere. And obviously it didn't, because I was 13 making poopy Minecraft videos.
Yeah.
But now it's just like something like I really love doing. Like I just love anime. I love talking about anime. So I figured, hey, just like TikTok as an app is like it's pretty good with like discoverability. Like if you post a YouTube video, like and you don't have subscribers, like that video is getting no views like at all. If you have like no subscribers. But if you post a TikTok, like there's always a chance that like for whatever reason, because the way TikTok works, you never know what video is going to blow up and what video is going to get like 2 views. But yeah, I figured I might as well give it a shot. I love anime. I love talking about anime. And I think building a community is just pretty dope. So that's really what got me into it again.
Yeah, and with both of you saying that, man, because obviously I started on TikTok before I came to The Last Ark, which I love The Last Ark. I love being here. I love doing YouTube like I am, which I do have a video coming out soon, actually, on Zorro, which is awesome. I'm very excited about that.
Nice.
Yeah, it's my first big YouTube video besides the News Q chapter reviews. But anyway, I started on TikTok as well, and that community there, man, is insane. It's so tight-knit, and it's... It was almost overwhelming to me at first because, not to bring down the mood or anything, I lost my brother, and that's what got me started on One Piece. And so to be able to, like, all I wanted to do was talk to him about One Piece. And because I couldn't, I decided to talk to the internet about it. And it's mind-blowing to me just how close-knit the anime community, like I said, is on TikTok. I mean,
That's
you're both in it as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. I mean, like you mentioned Saga Runner, like that guy is great. He's such a good dude.
He's just so wholesome.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
He's such a genuinely good guy, and that's really all I want to be on this like app, like just talking about anime, building a good community, and just like having like good people around to have these conversations.
Him and just to shout out a few, Whole Grain Coltrane is always my man.
Yes.
Durag Sama, my guy. Like, there's just so many great creators. I mean, that's how I met you guys. Like, it's a really crazy phenomena almost when it comes to TikTok. I mean, SSJ8 Cody, who's in the chat right now, also TikTok fam. Like,
oh yeah, dude.
Before I ask the last question of the night, I just have to say this straight up to the live stream. Your boy just hit 2,000 followers on TikTok. Oh, you can't see it.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I knew I was going to do it on the live stream.
Bro. W's in the chat for our boy Straw Hat Lucas.
Cole the GOAT, you're right, SSJ8 Cody. But please, W's in the chat for me. I just hit 2,000 followers on TikTok.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Love to see it, bro.
Now let's push Ryan to 3,000.
Yes.
Yes,
Please.
please.
We gotta get Ryan to
He's
3,000.
close. We need to get him to 3,000. So, last question of the night, boys. What are your goals for this content creation, this talking about anime? Are you hoping to blow up and be able to do this full time someday? Like, what are you thinking?
For me, doing this full time, that's basically like my dream. If I could just talk about anime and just watch anime and do that full time, that's like really what I want to do. So that's definitely my long-term goal. Right now, I've also found that I'm just like really passionate about making content. So right now, like every time I'm making a video, I'm editing, I just love doing it. But the long term, definitely for sure, is just if I can do this full time, that would be like perfect, and I would just love that so much.
Oh yeah,
That's awesome, man. For me, I mean, my ultimate goal is to support myself as well. Music is my #1 passion, and I'm in the process of becoming independent with music and like leaving my restaurant job. But yeah, like to be honest, like money's not a huge factor. I definitely want to see if I can make a career out of this. I'll be honest, I didn't expect any of this. Like I just started talking on TikTok because I realized that I could, and I just like would have people to talk about anime. So like the fact that all of a sudden there's like a community around me and like I've met you guys and we're doing this like blows my mind. So I'm still like kind of warming up to like, you know, like making this like a career. But that being said, like doing this tandem with my music would work absolutely perfect for me. And if I could, you know, quit my day job and just do music and content creation full time, watch anime with my homies and make beats, like I literally could not ask for any more. So
that's beautiful,
yeah.
man.
That's awesome.
That's beautiful. What about you, Fritz? No, I don't care.
I'm actually
Go on.
I'm surprised to be so heavily involved in with what I'm doing. I'm really here out of mainly because of my support for my brother here, and like I'm constantly being surrounded or engaged with people who have a following, tons of different followings. Like just even the other day, there was a major big One Piece guy, definitely in the stream, just chatting it up with them. You know, it's like it was just a normal day. And
It's awesome, dude.
like
crazy,
I just
yeah.
recently got affiliated on Twitch, and I've been trying to
Nice.
figure
Nice.
out more of a schedule to like actually get into more of it. And I never expected to be so heavily involved with what I'm doing now. I'm just appreciative of what I have, honestly.
Hey,
That's beautiful.
cheers to that, man.
Cheers all around. So I think that's going to do it for us here at the News Q Chapter Review special interview, whatever the hell I titled this thing. I appreciate
I like
everybody
that.
watching.
That rolls off the tongue.
It really does, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate everybody joining us tonight. Obviously, thank you very, very much to our boys Ryan Doy and jakoby.ds. Anything you guys want to plug before we hop off?
Just for me, if you want to talk about anime with me and watch anime with me, I do streams twice a week on TikTok. So Sundays 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Other than that, if you like electronic music or hip hop music, I go by Drop Switch as my music thing. I think Lucas has my links posted around here, but I have all that stuff in my bios and everything. So and also lastly, if you need any help with music or